The Dallas Cowboys just made a couple of quiet but potentially smart moves, and NFL fans should pay attention. As we inch closer to training camp, just 5 to 6 weeks away, Dallas has added 2 new names to the roster. Cornerback Robert Rochelle, formerly with the Green Bay Packers, and defensive tackle Perion Winfrey, most recently of the USFL's Birmingham Stallions. Both players caught the Cowboys' attention during a recent tryout, and the front office didn't waste time. They signed them before anyone else could. In making room, the team released defensive lineman Justin Rogers and cornerback Luke Barku. Let's break down what Rochelle and Winfrey bring to the table and why these signings could actually matter. Starting with Perion Winfrey, this is a guy who's not just a filler on the depth chart. Yes, he's fighting for a roster spot, but don't count him out. He flashed real potential during his time with the Cleveland Browns and dominated in the USFL. Watch his tape, and it's clear. He's disruptive at the line of scrimmage. On one particular play, out of a 21 personnel set, you can see him working from the inside, lined up against a double team. He doesn't just absorb contact, he sheds blockers with power and quickness. He resets the line of scrimmage and gets into the backfield. That's the kind of energy you want from your defensive tackle. He's not guaranteed a spot, not with Osa Odigizua, Solomon Thomas, and Ernest Brown in the mix. But if Winfrey plays like he did in the Stallions uniform, he's going to make this competition very real. As for Robert Rochelle, he's a proven special teams ace, fast, physical, and fearless. He can add value on day one even if he doesn't crack the starting lineup at corner. Frankly, it's surprising he was still on the market. Dallas may have picked up a gem here without breaking the bank. These aren't headline-grabbing moves, not yet. But they're smart, low-risk additions with real upside. With training camp around the corner, don't be shocked if one or both of these guys force their way into the conversation. Let me know what you think. Can Perion Winfrey earn a spot in a loaded defensive line room? Will Rochelle carve out a role beyond special teams? Drop your thoughts. Because the fight for the 53-man roster just got more intense in Dallas, the Dallas Cowboys are quietly building something dangerous, and it starts with raw, untapped potential. This offseason, the front office has loaded the roster with youth, speed, and upside. You can see the strategy unfolding. Peyton Turner, Donovan Ezeruwaku, Jack Sanborn, Kenneth Murray, and Kyer Elam. All players with a ceiling, still rising. And now, Perion Winfrey joins that list. He's not just another camp body. He's a force waiting to be unleashed. Watch his tape, and you'll understand why the Cowboys didn't hesitate to lock him up. On one play, Winfrey fights through 2 offensive linemen, discards both, and explodes into the backfield. That's not just power. That's technique, vision, and pure will. No surprise then that Dallas made him a priority signing. Why? Because last season, the Cowboys were one of the NFL's worst run defenses, 28th in yards per carry allowed, 4.8, 29th in rushing yards allowed per game, and they gave up over a rushing touchdown and a half per week. In other words, they were getting gashed, and it cost them. Winfrey could be the answer to that problem. His game is built on disruption. He anchors, sheds, and attacks. On one snap, he takes on another double team, bursts through, and shuts down a run up the middle, eyes locked on the backfield the entire time. He's not guessing. He's reading, reacting, and wrecking plays. Even if Winfrey doesn't crack the starting lineup right away, his presence as a rotational run stopper could be a massive asset. Third string, fourth unit, it doesn't matter. Depth like this is what separates contenders from pretenders when December rolls around. Let's be clear. This is a high upside signing. And if Dallas can unlock the best version of Perion Winfrey, this front seven could take a serious step forward. Let's keep it real. Perion Winfrey just keeps showing why this signing could quietly become one of the best moves of the Cowboys offseason. Take this snap, for example. It's 13 personnel. 1 running back, 3 tight ends, the kind of heavy set where teams love to punch you in the mouth with power runs. And that's exactly what happens here. But Winfrey, he's not backing down. He anchors, finds leverage, drives forward, and finishes. He beats his man, gets him on the ground, and still has the awareness to track the ball carrier. This isn't just hustle. This is discipline, motor, and aggression from a defensive tackle who lives to stop the run. When it's second and short or third and one, you want this man on the field. He's a gap destroyer, plain and simple. Now shifting gears, let's talk about Robert Rochelle. He may not be a standout defender in the traditional sense, but he's not supposed to be. He's a special teams weapon. And in today's NFL, that matters more than most fans realize. As a gunner on kick coverage and return units, Rochelle has already made noise in his young career. He's fast, fearless, and physical. The kind of player who flips field position and sets the tone. And when you're building a complete roster, these are the kinds of guys who quietly win games. But Rochelle isn't just limited to special teams. He's shown flashes in the secondary too. In one game against the Lions, he came up clutch on a fourth quarter pass breakup. And on another rep, he read the quarterback perfectly and shut down a throw with clean coverage. Moments like these are why coaches keep giving him chances. He's likely coming in as a core special teamer, but don't be surprised if his name pops up in defensive packages as well. He's got the tools, the speed, and the experience to stick. And teams don't overlook guys like that when they show up ready to work. Let's not downplay it. Robert Rochelle may not be a defensive star, but what he brings is absolutely critical to winning football. He's a true special teams asset. And for anyone who understands the details of the game, you know that phase is often the difference between good teams and great ones. Flipping field position, pinning opponents deep, taking away return lanes. Those hidden yards change momentum, shift strategy, and sometimes even decide games. That's where Rochelle thrives. He's dependable, explosive, and always in the right spot at the right time. Yes, he can step in as a defensive back in emergency situations, and his athleticism gives coaches flexibility. But his core value lies in his reliability as a gunner, a kick coverage ace, and a tone setter on special teams. Watch the tape. There's a key play where he flies down the sideline, makes a clean open field tackle, and flips the field. That's not just hustle. That's field awareness, technique, and pride in the role. It might have been a blowout on the scoreboard, but Rochelle plays every snap like the game's on the line. Together, Rochelle and Winfrey give Dallas two very different, but very important pieces. Winfrey brings that nasty edge up front, a potential run stopper who can rotate into the defensive line and cause disruption. Rochelle brings veteran poise, special teams leadership, and positional versatility. These may not be headline-grabbing signings, but they're smart, calculated, and exactly the kind of moves championship teams make quietly. Building depth, bolstering weak spots, and staying ready for the long grind ahead. What do you think? Can Perion Winfrey crack the defensive line rotation? Does Robert Rochelle stick on special teams and carve out a bigger role? Drop your thoughts. Training camp is coming fast, and the battles are just beginning in Dallas.